Right, hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Dundee Soul Podcast. Today we are sitting with somebody with the longest title I've probably ever tried to give out. Right, so I'll start with, she was described by Vogue after she graduated as Scotland's coolest young designer. She won Scottish Designer of the Year in 2012 and also in 2014. She was in LA and across the world in the Fashion Week with the famous designer Jeremy Scott. So if you don't know, he is the head designer in Machino just now?
He was the head of Machino, but that was a few years ago.
A few years ago now?
Yeah.
It's also known for Netflix. I work with the V&A. I'm scared that I'm going to forget anything, but yeah, she's a Dundee legend. She's part of the generation that I've seen coming up, like really smashing it and doing her own thing, which was obviously very influential to people like me, and I'm very interested to get her story. So, introducing Hayley Scanlan. How is it going, Hayley?
Good, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for doing this. This is going to be an interesting conversation. Yeah. So, what we like to do is just take it back to right for the start, basically. Yeah. So, where are you from and where were you born?
Well, I was born in Dundee, obviously. Kind of all over the place because my mum and dad had me when they were very young. So, my mum was just turned 19, my dad was 21. My mum's from St Mary's, just the next street down from here, St Albans Terrace, and then my dad was from Douglas. So my mum and dad bought their first flat when they had me. That was in Douglas. So I grew up in Douglas and Craigie, but then my mum and dad split up when I was primary 3, so I moved school. I was at St Pius till primary 3, and then I moved up here, and I went to St Margaret's, which is now knocked down. And then I went to St John's. So kind of like my granny and granddad were from Scanlan, were from Douglas, and then my super gran, she was down the road, St Mary's. So it was kind of in between the two. And then my mum and dad got back together, and we lived kind of like Fairmuir Park, and then Abercorn, like just all over the place. And then my mum and dad finally got divorced when I was like 14. So I was in S2, and my mum.
When you were at St John's?
St John's, yeah. And my mum and my sisters, I've got 4 little sisters. My mum moved over to West End. So from when I was 14 till now, I'm in the West End. So
you've been fairly all over.
I've been all over the shop. Yeah.
I didn't know you were at St John's.
Yeah, I was at St John's. Yeah, but older than you. I was like, I left. I'm pretty sure. So what is this? 2026. So I started in 1995. I went to first year. So 30.
You were
31 years ago, I would have been at St John's. Is that right? Yeah, I'm 43. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah.
I started in 2000.
Right. Yeah, I would have been gone. I left in 2000.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Like I always thought you were from the West End.
No, my mum is pure. Well, when I was 14, my mum would have been 30, early 30s. She brought us up, me and my 4 sisters, on her own, like five single mum of 5 kids. And then my gran obviously helped a lot in soups. That's short for super gran. So do you know what I mean? It was like we were in do you know what, we never ever struggled, but I was always very independent from a young age because I was the oldest out of 5 sisters. Same mum and dad. I was 12, almost 12 when my youngest sisters, Robin and Ellie, were born. They were the twins. So I had a job from when I was 12. I had a Saturday job from when I was 12. Like, that's unheard of now. Do you know what I mean?
No,
by the time I was 15, I was still at school. I had a job in Tesco Riverside, working 3 nights a week, and I worked in Shoe on a Saturday. So it was just ingrained in you. Do you know what I mean? When I don't know, I've always been independent. So
you always like to have your own money and stuff.
Because like I liked my mum was very into fashion, and then dressed me and my sisters really well, and my dad was kind of the same. And then I've got 3 aunties on my dad's side, and then my super gran, she was like a dressmaker. So
that's what I said. This is the gran that taught you how to sew.
Yeah, she taught me how to sew. And then my cousin who babysat me, her and all her mates were like, I used to think they were the coolest. Like, you know, they'd be going to like fatties and stuff, but they were 10 years older than me, and I'd be a teenager, and all their outfits, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to be like them when I grow up. So it was just a lot of things. So I was always into like saving up and buying my own clothes, or like, and because my sisters were a lot younger than me as well, like I think when you're from a big family, or you're like, you don't expect things. Do you know what I mean? You share, and I've always been like that. I've always shared stuff, and like
you've been the oldest as well. You're more aware of it.
Yeah, never like sharing my clothes, but my sisters would always steal my clothes, and all their mates used to steal my clothes as well. So I've always just been that was my thing, just like saving up and buying stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's. I want to hear about like your gran teaching you to sew, because that's a really cool story.
So she was, like say, from St Mary's, and my granddad left her the night of my mum and dad's wedding, right? So I'd never ever really met my granddad until I did meet him, but I can't remember it. I met him properly when she died. So she passed away when she was 57. I was with her, and she went to go and bring in the washing and didn't come back. So I was 20 and she was 57. She became a gran to me when she was 37, which is nuts.
God, 57 is very young.
So young. So she had a brain hemorrhage in her garden, and me and her were like that. You know how like you're always, I've seen you and your granddad. It's exactly the same. Like you're just, there's a bond that is inseparable. Do you know what I mean? So when my mum and dad were like, obviously they were young when they had me, so they were still going out and stuff and like seeing their mates, and then I would always go to my gran's every Saturday night. It would just be me and her, and then Holly as well, my sister. She's a year younger than me, and we would sit on a Saturday night and we would do our knitting. Before I went to primary, I was able to knit, I was able to sew. Like I wouldn't say I was good at it, but I knew what to do. Mm-hmm. And then again, we were at that time, well, this was in the 80s, like I was born in 1983, so growing up in the 80s, you never had phones, you never had, you would be out playing, you'd be making, like my family she was always had us making stuff, or like using our imagination, do you know what I mean? Like we'd always go up to Collateral Park, the resi up there, and should take me through the bloody Templeton Woods rather than the main road, in the street. She'd have one there, tell them stories. Like she was just such an like influential person in my life that made me always believe that there was something more to this world. Like, do you know what I mean? Not like kind of just to use my imagination and never dull myself down, or never think that, you know, I had to be like everybody else kind of thing, which was good, because kind of haven't really ever felt like fitted in with things I've done in my life. And then that's always brought me back to that, like, well, do you know what, it's okay not to fit in kind of thing. So yeah, so I was before I went to school, I was able to sew. So you
think you found that like individuality for like a very young age then?
Yeah, see, I don't even think of myself as being individual, but I do think some of the things I've done are very different to what other people have done here. And I'll speak about that later as we go on, but it has been like, I just think I've always kind of been in my own wee world. Like, do you know what I mean? Just, I'm a bit of I'm dyslexic and I've definitely got ADHD. So now knowing all this, looking back, it does make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like my brain working out different things, or learning things differently than how it should learn, how it was at that time that we were told to learn things, like reading and stuff, or like even school. Like I wasn't bad at school.
It's like the way we were taught is like dinosaur days.
Exactly,
nowadays,
yeah.
Like now.
Even like maths and stuff, like algebra. Like I'm like, when have you ever used that? Although today it would have helped me, because it wasn't algebra, but I was trying to work out. Me and a little girl at my fashion camp, so she wanted to make this like duffel bag, and you know the bags, like this old sports bags with the rimmed edges, but I couldn't remember how to do a perfect circle. And every time I was doing it, it wouldn't match rimmed the measurements, because I was making up this pattern myself. So I was like, right, and she was like, I don't know, and I was like, ChatGPT. But do you know what I mean? So that's when I suppose, I know algebra is not the same as that, but yeah, I think we were taught very old school. And even like when I was at school,
we were taught not to believe that
there was something else, rather than like, well, even things like university and stuff when I was at school, high school, it just seemed so outreach to my reality, or like to anyone I knew, like apart from like, and I'm not saying this in a horrible way, because I was pals with everyone at school, but like the prefects and stuff who were getting straight A's and that. But see any of my pals, like I've still got the same pals, like none of them were at uni. None of them. I went to uni later on when I was like 22, but to go straight from school to uni was a bit, well, when at that time was a bit like unheard of.
Yeah, no. I don't know anybody that actually went to uni either.
No.
We all went and done apprenticeships and stuff.
Well, that was it. Apprenticeships, or like hairdressers, or like things like that you would go out and work for. So it was very unheard of to go in from where I was kind of, my reality of growing up. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't like, in my family, like, I'm the first person in my family to ever graduate. I don't know how long back, like, so it wasn't like I was brought up to be like, right, this is what you're going to do, like guidance in that way. It was kind of just like, you just done it yourself. Like, you just had your own path and it was up to you with what you wanted to do. Do you know what I mean?
So what were your influences, like, say about high school?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we've just talked about your gran and stuff.
Yeah.
And your ADHD actually as well. Do you think that, well, I've talked about that more, like, say, when we're working. Like, high school.
Yeah.
What were your main influences?
I just loved, like, I don't know, I just loved clothes. Like, I'd watch, like, even from when I was young, like, I would sit and draw. My mum will tell you, and everybody in my whole family will tell you, like, I would sit and draw outfits on models. Like, I would draw them myself from as long as I could remember. Like, my mum used to do it first and I would copy my mum, and then I was just obsessed with, like, designing clothes. And then I'd always be, like, in my granny's backies or my soups's backies with my cousins and my pals, like, dressing them up or making fashion magazines. Like, I would be making stuff even out of, like, bin bags, just daft stuff, do you know what I mean, that was like just using my imagination. And this was from when I was a child, and that's no word of a lie. Like, that's all I wanted to do, and I can't remember not wanting to do anything else. But the thing was, I just didn't know how to do it.
Like, was there anybody, like, from Dundee that you'd even heard of that was doing anything like that at the time?
Never.
So genuinely, you're the first person that I can ever think of that broke through like that.
The first person I ever saw, it was, I remember watching the Clothes Show live. Like, that was like, you might not.
Is that a Channel 4 thing?
Yeah, no, I think it was BBC, right? But it was like every Sunday. And it was a Sunday afternoon, and it would be like fashion shows. And then I remember, like, hearing about Gianni Versace, right? Must have been in the 90s. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, so people are actually fashion designers. Like, this is a job.
Yeah.
Because I had never known that was a thing. Like, and even in primary school, like, from primary 1 right up till I left school, and this is no joke, and that's not me being, like, big-headed or anything, that's more about my dyslexia and the way I learn. I never won one prize, right, apart from an art competition every single year. Like, not the same competition. Like, there was actually one time it was a Mother's Day card competition in Boots, right, and it was all the schools in Dundee, and I had forgot to write my name on the card, but another girl who was in my class called Hayley was in the town, and she said to her mum, they were searching for the winner of the Mother's Day card. It was primary 4 or something, and she went, that's Hayley Scanlan's card in the window. So the school got in touch, and I had won it. I just didn't put my name on the back, so I had no clue. So they were searching for me. So, and this went, just daft stories like that.
What did you win, just out of interest?
I won a camera, yeah, and it was the first camera I ever used, like a proper film camera. I remember there's a photo of me in Boots getting it taken and stuff. It's definitely. So that was the kind of thing. I was just always creative, and I was always drawing, or I was always making stuff, or it was just, I think it was just in me.
It sounds like that's the path you're on.
And I'm not really good at anything else, so I suppose I had to be.
It sounds like you lived and breathed it anyway.
Yeah, I did. Which
is a key part to, like, success, I sort of think. You really need to live and breathe something.
Well, yeah, because you've got to love what you do.
Yeah.
Because if you don't love it, you're not going to go through the ups and downs and the torture of getting anywhere with it, really, are you?
100%. Yeah, no one's going to love your business like yourself as well.
Exactly.
So when you finished high school, like, was it steps straight away to go into?
Well, so my gran that I was talking about, my super gran, she ended up, I was in 6th year, and she got really ill. She was in hospital, and we thought she was going to die. So I just stopped going to school. This was like at the time of the exams. I just stopped going. I would go to the hospital every single day, but she didn't die. That was the aneurysm she had on her heart, that she ended up with another one on her brain that killed her years later. So I just stopped going to school. And then my cousin, who used to babysit me, Tracy, she was like, I've been looking at this. I saw this thing in Dundee College. It's like textiles and fashion design. You should apply. So I applied, and it was at the very, like, entry level. And I went there, and I just started there, like, that summer. And then I think it was like is it an NQ or something, national qualification, just like to get in. And then I done
SVQ or something.
And then I done an HNC, HND, and then I applied to Edinburgh College of Art because So textile design is, for people that don't know, is obviously like the fabric making, right? But fashion design, you're designing the clothes. But at Duncan & Johnson in Dundee, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to leave my mum and my sisters, right? Because I'm just such a total, like...
Homebird?
Yeah. And I've even just bought a house on the same street as my mum. Like, so that's how bad it is. Like, I think
my family's like I always knew you as a good, like,
yeah,
the
we're
big
very close.
sisters and stuff. Yeah, when you're that close, it's
and we're really all best mates as well. So
you can't move, you can't leave that.
I couldn't leave my mum, and because I helped bring up my sisters with my mum, like I was the oldest, like I just couldn't do it. So anyway, I applied to Edinburgh. I thought I was going to go, right? Applied to Edinburgh. I didn't get in. No one got in from our year, right? I remember they were just like looking at me and kind of laughing, like, and I just remember feeling like, who do you think you are? Like, how can you be that think you're better than people? But that time...
What year was this?
Probably 2003, because my gran had just died. She had just passed away that summer. So, it was just before she passed away, actually. So I applied there in the May. She passed away in the August. So I didn't get in, right? But I remember thinking to myself, like, they really made you feel like that. And I remember thinking to myself, like, do I even want to go there? Like, I don't want to be around people like that.
Yeah.
So my second choice was Dundee. And then I got the interview and they were like, if you'd came here first choice, we filled our places this year. If you'd came here first choice, we would have let you in. So our advice would be to go and work on your portfolio and apply again next year. So I done that and then I got in. So I went there, but that was textile design. So that was...
doing the fabrics and stuff.
Yeah, and it wasn't ideally what I wanted to do. So I feel like I struggled a lot, like... Well, I felt like I struggled, but I actually didn't. So, but I didn't feel like
you wanted as engaged as you wanted to do something else.
Yeah, like I just wanted to take it further. Like designing the fabric for me wasn't enough. So I would push myself and make the clothes from the fabric, and then I would get in trouble. They'd be like, "You're not meant to be doing that," and I'd be like, "But I can't help it." Do you know what I mean? So I applied to. So second year done it. I went straight into second year. So done that, and then in the end of third year. My pals that I'd went to college with, one of them had moved, she went to Heriot Walk down at Galashiels. So she was like, I've just got this internship in London for the summer. And I was like, I want to do that. So this is the May, right? 2007, so almost 20 years ago. So I was like, I'm going to do that. So MySpace had just started.
Yeah,
remember MySpace, right?
This was a key time.
This was a key time.
Dundee was taking off at this time as well, yeah.
So at that time, I had a night at the reading rooms, right? A club night at the reading rooms called Neon Nights, right?
I remember that night.
Yeah, that was me, right? And Barry, my pal, so we were going to London, like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I've just moved that. We were going to London a lot for all, it was a pivotal time in music and fashion, you'll know it as well, like they call it like indie sleaze now, right? That's a thing, but it was like, just the best, I think of it as a time that will probably be iconic in years to come.
I've tried to speak about this time. Like,
it was the best time to be alive, right? Like before phones, right? Just before phones, okay? Where music was really changing. Like it was kind of like a lot of like electro indie music at the same time. Oh
yeah, like radio. This is what Radio 1 and everyone were playing.
Oh, exactly, right. So me and my best pal at the time, Barry, we would get the mega blast from Dundee to London to go to these club nights, like Trash with Errol Alkin, Dar, all these things. And then there was a night called like All You Could Eat, like, but people were getting really dressed up, right? Like, remember like an NME, and it was like when The View and the Horrors and all, remember, and like all these amazing bands, like right? Kitchen. It was just such an amazing time. So me and Barry were like, we need to start a night in Dundee because we were going to Glasgow, we were going to London all the time. And we were like, we need to do this here. So we set up a MySpace, and then Jim from the Reading Rooms we didn't even have a place to have it, right? And Jim from the Reading Rooms got in touch and he was like, have it in the Reading Rooms, right? So it was the only second club night in the Reading Rooms ever. So Felt was the first, remember Felt? That was like the indie night. Yeah. And then Neon Nights. So I was like, but I was at DJ Duncan Johnson at that time. So I was like, I'll just put up a few posters, right? well, next thing. But we just wanted to get dressed up, like, because I was making all my own clothes and everything, and it was just at that time where there was a scene going on. There definitely was.
Oh, it was jumping. Yeah,
it was the best.
gigs. You were getting like 300 people showing up on like a Friday night and stuff.
It was like the Doghouse, the reading rooms. They were the place.
The Doghouse was unbelievable.
I know. It was just wild. And then there was no phones. That was great. It was freedom.
You got away with a lot back then, yeah. You did. No phones was there.
I would be,
like MySpace is like the birth of the internet as well, eh?
Yeah. But I think, that was it, because it was just a whole new platform that was really the beginning of social media, I would say. Like, to connect with the things that you liked. It was kind of like Instagram, but better. Like, it was not pretentious. It was just like...
It was heavily music focused as well, yeah.
Remember your MySpace profile song?
Yeah,
I remember my first one. Like, even when I hear it now, it takes me back. Right, it was Mastercraft. I can't even remember what it is. But it was a remix of something, and oh my god, it just gives me goosebumps. So anyway, had this night in the rooms, and then so that was all my MySpace, right? So it was pretty wild, all the outfits and everything that I'd made and blah blah blah. So next thing, I messaged Jeremy Scott, right? Now at this time, he was in the front of like ID magazine, like that was the pinnacle of anything I ever wanted to do, right? I was like, I'm going to work for anyone. It's going to be Jeremy.
MySpace, yeah.
I messaged him on MySpace, right? Then totally forgot about it. Just blah 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 blah. Was out in the reading rooms one night, right? Came in and my mum's house. I think I'd actually been at a party. After it. Anyway, came back. Remember that this is before laptops, everything. Remember the big white computer?
Old school, like Windows 95 and stuff, yeah.
So that was in my mum's living room, right? So I got
in the corner, like the old part of the computer.
So I came in and checked it, and I was like, so he'd replied to my message. So this is weeks later after I'd forgot. And his profile picture was Lindsay Lohan wearing his hoodie, and I was like, no. So I started screaming, right? But my mum and my sisters were sleeping, obviously. So my mum's shouting at us, Hayley, give it up. So anyway, opened it, and he was like, I'd love to meet you. Can you please send examples of your work to this email address, right? So sent all my portfolio over, and then next thing I got offered the internship, right? So this was in May. So he was like, I've got a print project for you. Can you come September, October, November, December. It would have been to Christmas, right? So because it was only 3 months, or just September. Yeah, after Fashion Week to Christmas, right? So I was like, absolutely. Blah 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 blah. Tried to organise it. So my mum was like, so where in London is he based then? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll need to find that out. In the meantime, I'd got another message from him. Can you come out at the end of June? I've got a really important project I need you to work on. So it would be I need you to be here from July, 1st of July till March. So I was there for 9 months, right? But the best part was, he got back to me, he went, London. He was like, I'm in the Hollywood Hills.
That's what I say, he's in LA, is he?
Yeah, so I remember going to my dad's work. My dad had a garage in Jura Street, right? And I was like, because he was like, right, I'll do my best to help you out to go, because it was unpaid, right? And like you say, we're not from a...
I'm about to say that at the time, this is insane, right? From this time, yeah.
This is unheard of, right? So I just remember going over, and the university, my head of tech sales at Duncan Johnson, she actually was just like, this is amazing, like, we'll give you the whole year off, and we've nominated you for this prize. So it's like the Donald Jurors Arts Award, because there was no funding, but then if they put me forward to that, I would win all these thousands of pounds, right? And I won it, right? But I didn't get it to the end of the trip. Oh, God. So my dad was like, right, I'll need to help you out. So I went over, and I remember being like, he's not in London. And he was like, are you going to need to go again? And I was just like, oh shit, right? So next thing, I'm away, off to LA, off I go. And I remember just thinking, like, I remember the night before, so Glasgow had just been bombed. Remember the suicide bomb attack?
Oh yeah, I was in Magaluf when that happened, yeah.
2007, right? So it had just been bombed. My flight was supposed to go from Glasgow. So I got changed to Aberdeen, and my dad and Holly were taking me up. Oh, it was horrible. I still remember the feeling, like, I couldn't even say bye to my mum and my sister, so I wrote them all letters, right?
Oh, God,
and I was being physically sick in my mum's my house, in my bathroom, because I was like, I was 23. Never moved out. a family home in my life, right? And I was about to go to LA on my own, right? And if you know me, like, it's just the most insane thing for me to do ever, because, like I say, I'm such a home bird. Like, I just...
It's a long time to be going.
And it's all really far away. It's like halfway across the world.
You can't get really much further.
And I remember, like, the day before, my mum we were walking down we were in the town getting bits and bobs for it, and she went, Hayley, you're going away to LA tomorrow. I was like, don't speak about it, like, shush. So I think I must have been blocking it out until I actually got there, and I was in a taxi, and I just saw the Hollywood sign, and I was like, what the fuck have I done, right? And as soon as I got there, I went up. Jeremy lived in the Hollywood Hills in a big mansion, so we were working in his garage, and there was only 3 other people there at the time. No, 4 other people, and they were all from St Martin's College in London, and it was just me from Scotland. So we'd work in his garage, and then it was wild. It was crazy from going...
What was it like when you first seen the Hollywood? Like,
well, that's what I mean. I was just like, I felt sick. I honestly felt sick, because I was like, this is real. Like, this is not a dream.
Yeah.
Because I think for so long I've lived in that dream world, and then I was like, I'm actually doing this. Yeah. Like, this is crazy. So he had... Yeah, it was just nuts. He had already set me up with a place to stay just off Hollywood Boulevard, but I had 2 cats, and I was allergic to cats, right? Really bad, like really bad. I couldn't even breathe, right? So I was coming in, I couldn't see. I was just like, so ended up having to move out and get another flat, and then, it was just mental. The first few weeks, I was obviously, I think actually, the first couple of days, I was like greeting for my mum, and then after that, the parties we were going to, it was unbelievable. Like, people would come up to his house, like, he was dressing Rihanna, Madonna, Lindsay Lohan, everyone, Paris Hilton. So he is like a celebrity. He's a huge celebrity. So in LA, right, we were all on the guest list for all these parties, and there was parties like every night of the week, but then we couldn't go every night of the week. Plus, we never had any money, right? So, so we would go to the ones where you get the free drinks, because you were sorted. Free entry, guest list entry, free drinks. And then we would go to this one night called Cinespace on a Tuesday. That's where all like the Ed Banger crew and everybody used to go, like Kanye West, everybody used to go there. Like, all the bands that play Arctic Monkeys, when they would come, they would go to Cinespace Tuesdays. But we would just get 1 Long Island iced tea, right? Because that's all we had enough for, and if that would be good for the night. So, and then we would never miss a day of work the next day ever. We were there all day. We would never miss it. But I was 23, and I was living the bloody life.
You're in the centre of the universe at that point.
It was the time of my life. Yeah, honestly, it was the time of my life. It was, what an experience.
Who was the most famous person you met, like, going out with these
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
His daughter worked with us, right? So there was one day, she was an intern as well, right? But she was still at school, so she was doing her work experience at Jeremy's studio. So there was one day, I actually got separated from my mates in there. So Sean and Holly, they were our pals, and Joanna and Jenny, they were Swedish, and they hated us, right? So they were just, because we would be out all the time. We weren't never doing anything wrong or never doing anything bad, but they just didn't live the social life. Like, they would be going home and, like, being boring, whereas we were just having the time of our life. We were having the time of our life, and we were really, like, social. We'd made loads of pals. We started getting invited to the parties individually. Like, do you know what I mean? We were living the life, right? So anyway, I'd got separated from the garage because they were like, you need to go in there and design because I was the only print designer. So I used to call it the hell room, right? Because I would just sit there on my own, and they were all in there, but they wanted to separate us. So anyway, Sean came through, and he's from San Diego, and he was like, Demi Moore is outside. And I was like, shut up. I was like, I don't care, because I was pretty hungover, right? I was like, no, she's not. But see the people that would turn up there, like, it would not be surprised if she was, right? So I just I was on the computer just doing my work, blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing, Scout comes in with Jeremy and Demi Moore, right? So he's like, this is Scout Hayley, she's going to be doing every Tuesday afternoon here for her work experience. And I was like, hi, right? Like, and she just kind of popped in and then popped out, but then Scout was speaking, so she must have been about 13 or 14 at the time. So every Tuesday she would come and work with us, right? And then she would get picked up from her driving instructor, so she must have been a bit older then actually. Every Tuesday she'd get picked up from a driving instructor, right? And we'd always be like, imagine if like Ashton Kutcher or like Bruce Willis comes to get her. So there was this one Tuesday, and because we were in a garage, there was nowhere, like a normal sized garage, right? There was nowhere to hide, right? So I'm sitting in the garage and she's on the phone, our driving instructor cancels, right? So I was like, no way, right? So next thing she's like, hi Dad, could you come get me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no way, Bruce Willis is about to come here, right? So Sean, my mate's I'm at the back of the garage, she's sitting right there in front of me, right? And then they're all thinking about the pattern cutting table, but to go to the hell room, that's where the toilet was. So I was like, wrote Sean a post-it. I was like, Bruce Willis in capital letters is a way to come here, right? So I just got up and just put it down because I couldn't say it out loud. Put it down, and he looked at me, he was like, I know, right? So about an hour later, down comes the car, and it was I'm not gonna lie, it's exactly like Die Hard. Like the window goes down, he has the headpiece on, right? And he's like, no joke, I am not joking. He was like, hey guys, how do I get out of here? Because the street was all windy, and I was like, me, Jenny, and Sean all just stood in a row. And know when you say that you're like starstruck?
Yeah.
We couldn't talk. We were all just making these signs
Smiling.
with our hands, like trying to give him directions. And then after it, he went away, and I had the pink Motorola flip-up phone. And you would never get a signal in the garage. I remember like running across the road and phoning my mum, phoning my dad. Nobody answered as usual because of the time difference. But I was like, I just met Bruce Willis. Like, it was wild. It was wild. And then Kanye West as well. He came to Jeremy's show in Paris Fashion Week that I had designed the prints for. But he made everyone wait till for hours, and then the lights had to go off, and he had on this glow-up jacket and just the usual Kanye West stuff. So yeah, it was wild. It was wild.
This is like
It's wild.
Celebrities were even bigger back at this time. This is
no.
before like you were so connected to the internet
Well,
and
that's
stuff.
it. Like they were very mysterious.
Yeah.
Like you didn't really know who they were, but I'm telling you, Bruce Willis was straight out of Die Hard. So it was nuts.
That's mad. It was nuts. John McClane, man.
And then Scout continued to work there for a while as well. Like even when I left, she still interned for Jeremy as well. So, and she was dead nice. So, but it was funny. Like my dad was like, yeah, I'm slaving away in a garage in Dundee, and my daughter's working me, Bruce Willis's daughter. Like just typical Dundonian.
Unheard of from
Unheard
Dundee, man. Unheard of.
But that's the thing as well. You would never believe that. See, if you would go about to say that, and
no one
people
would have
would be
believed
like,
that.
shut up.
No one would have believed
But it was,
that.
I swear on my boy's life, like it was all true. So, yeah, I was in LA for 9 months. Ended up being 9 months from July to March. July 2007 to March 2008, and I'd done like 2 seasons at Paris Fashion Week, so I was designing his prints. So he would obviously tell me what he wanted, and then I would design them, like do it, and they got used in his collections. And then there was one I worked on for his first Adidas original one as well.
Yeah, 'cause you know what? Were you there where the shoes got done?
No, I had just gone. So
God, they got done folklore them.
I know they're a bit mental. His stuff is mental, but he was good at that time. And you know, he is a very clever designer. Like he is an amazing designer, but he's very like in his own world. And his house was amazing, and he's an amazing person as well. Like I've not spoke. I went to LA. I'll tell you about that when I went to do Netflix. I went to his party at Coachella. And I still like keep in touch with Sean, all the people that all my pals in LA I met there, I'm still very much in touch with them. So it was it was like a dream came true. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I came back, and then I went and worked at ID magazine for.
What was it like coming back from that?
Do you know what? I wanted to come back because
I
I missed my family. My niece Ruby, Holly's little girl, she wasn't even 1 when I left, and it was hard. And because me and my family, me and my sisters are so close, it was really hard. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, because a lot of people wouldn't come back from that.
I know, but I knew I was coming back. I went because I wanted to come. I knew that I was coming back, so I think that's why I was able to go. I think if I knew it was going to be forever, I probably wouldn't have went. But I came home for the summer, and then through the internship with Jeremy, I got an internship at ID magazine. So ID magazine at the time was the coolest. Like I grew up reading that. Like I was like, every month I'd be like, right, can't wait to go down. I'd go down to like WH Smith or like Borders, remember Borders, and get the new ID, like, because this was all I had. Like, we didn't have social media. Like, we had MySpace, but
you mentioned NME, how influential that was back in the day as well.
So NME, ID, like Dazed and Confused, all these magazines, like, really telling you about different subcultures all over the world, like, that you didn't have access to. So it was like, you were kind of identifying and resonating with other people that were on the same wavelength as you, that you would never got in contact or you weren't able to reach. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like Instagram or people that you follow now on social media that you like. It was like that. So yeah, it was just different times. Totally. So I worked there for 3 months, and then I got in trouble from my dad, and he was like, "You better come up the road," because I think I was rinsing it. I'd done a full year, so came back, and then do you know what? I had to finish 4th year at uni, so came back.
Well, right enough, because they let you off for a year, eh?
Yeah, so I had to go back, so I went back. So that was that.
So okay, so you're back. So where does the inspiration come to start up on your own then?
So it was funny because I had never even realised that I had a brand, and now looking back, it's always been there. Like, so obviously when I finished my degree, the very opening of my degree show, Erin O'Connor, so she was the head of the British Fashion Council, and the V&A had just been announced that it was coming to Dundee the year I graduated. So usually they have the degree show in the art school, but that year they'd moved it, so there was this big show, and my tutors had actually told me not to make clothes. So I made the clothes. Anyway, of course I made the clothes. And then they put me to the very back room in the exhibition space because they didn't want to promote fashion.
Really?
So it was kind of like they were trying to hide me, right? Well, on the opening night, Erin O'Connor came up to me, well, our PA did, or PR or whoever, and was like, "Erin O'Connor wants to meet you." Holly, my sister, was modelling it down the catwalk, and they were like, "She wants to buy your jacket." And I was like, "No way." And that was it. And then I was in overnight, all the newspapers, everything. That's when Vogue got in touch. It was like that. It was mental. But I can't really say it was like that because it was years and years and years of sacrifice and hard work. And I'm telling you, like that, when I was doing
you're going on about doing it when you're a teenager.
Exactly,
with your pals and
exactly. This isn't just like, it doesn't just happen,
it's
right?
not an overnight success, no.
But I remember thinking, like, when I was doing my degree show, like, I just wanted my mum and dad to stand there and be proud of me. Like, I was never like, I'm doing this for somebody to buy this. I'm doing this. I just, like, wanted my mum and dad to stand there and not fight and be like, I'm really proud of her. And that was all I was aiming for. I didn't realise it was going to go that far. Do you know what I mean? I just didn't. It wasn't in the narrative, or like, you know what I mean?
You just rode the ride, man, seen what...
Yeah, and then that was it. So that was the beginning of it all. And then that's when, after that, this was before Instagram, but I had...
How did it feel, right? See, I'm like a culture connoisseur myself, right? See, I always look what people are wearing, right?
Yeah.
And every day,
I
will see somebody with one of your bags on.
Yeah.
Every single day. So... what did that feel like when that Erin O'Connor first wanted to buy your jacket?
Well, I couldn't really believe it. That's the thing, like, because when you're making something or designing it, obviously now it's different because I've got a business, so I need to think about who's going to buy it, what the customer wants, right? But at that time, I was just doing stuff that I loved, like making things that I thought looked beautiful or wanted to create. So it was a lot. It was very overwhelming when people like it too. And then I was like, it just made the feeling of like, this is all I want in my life. This is all, I just feel like this is it. Like, I just want to get this feeling all the time. Like, I just want to create something beautiful and for people to understand it, or for people to appreciate it.
Yeah, this is what you were born to do.
That's it. There was no more, it's never been about making millions or making a business or making loads. It's just for people to understand what I love doing and to actually appreciate it. Like, that's all. And I think that's what a lot of true artists and true designers do.
I remember when, was it New Look stole one of your designs?
New Look and Topshop have done it,
Yeah.
A few people have as well, but I just, do you know what,
I remember the papers put the comparison next to each other, and it was unbelievable how much they didn't even try and hide that.
Do you know what it was, right? It was a font, right? But it was the name of my collection that me and my little sister, Rowan, had sat and made up a few weeks before. So I was like, so what about that? She was like, no, add that. So we had actually brainstormed the name of this collection, right? Mm-hmm. And the t-shirts have always been like merch, right? So like, obviously I do a big collection, or I did do at that point, and we would make all that, and that would be like the creative side. And then the t-shirt would be like a piece that, in the bags, that not everybody would be able to afford the dress, but they could afford a t-shirt or a bag, and they could still be part of the brand, right? So the t-shirt was never meant to be anything like mind-blowing. It's just a t-shirt with a name of the collection on it. What you see is what you get.
It's like a timestamp to your collection.
Exactly. That's it. And I started to do a t-shirt for every collection, right? So they used the same font and the same slogan. Like, it was like true. No, I can't even. It was, the collection was called Midnight Blue, but Rowan,
it was something blue. Yeah.
And then Rowan went, put Stay True under it. So it wasn't even just the midnight blue, because I mean anything could be midnight blue. It's a colour, right? It's a shade of blue. But it was the fact that they put Stay True under it, and me and Rowan had sat a few weeks before going, she had put Stay True, and because we were trying to work out what we could put under it. I was just like, are you taking the piss, right? And then another one, they done Topshop, done Cherry Lip. There's been at
the time this has happened, they have massive companies.
Yeah. So I just put it on my social media because I just feel like when you are like, I was still a wee designer at that point, like an independent designer. Like, I've never been funded. I've never had any guidance. I really haven't. Like, this is me just growing it myself, right? So I just thought, like, I'm not way to put up with that. So I just put it on Instagram. Next thing, the Daily Mail took right over. And I was just like, oh my God, then it was in so many newspapers. I was like, that's not what I was trying to achieve here. Like, I wasn't trying to achieve the press. I was just trying to achieve them to stop doing it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And then I didn't like that. Like, I hate everything that comes with that. Like, because I remember sitting reading the comments on the Daily Mail and I started crying. Like, I'm very sensitive, and that's why a lot of the time I'm like, I struggled coming online and doing things, because it happened when I was doing Netflix as well. Like, you can't please everyone. Do you know what I mean?
People are horribly
critical.
and
it's hard to take when all you're doing is trying to make a bonny dress. Do you know what I mean? You're not bothering anybody or being nasty. You're just going to your work, and then people decide to bloody bring you down.
People are so critical about things they don't understand as well.
Well, they've no clue, and it's always the people that don't have a clue that have got the most to say. So
yeah, definitely.
But I'm very good at giving that advice to people that are going through it. But when it happens to me, I'm like, I can't do it. I hate it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's horrible. Anyway,
I tend not to look at it now. He'll tell you.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I think that's the best way. After Netflix, I kind of rolled back into my wee cave again,
because that's putting you like
everything
massively out there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there was 99% love, and then there was 1% hate. But I remember the 1% hate, like, and I think a lot of people do. It's just, do you know what I mean? Although I do appreciate the love, and I do remember the love, but the 1% really got to me, and it was like, I got a death threat and everything. Like, it was horrible. And I had the boys were only like, so that was 2019. Freddie and Oscar would have been 7, and it was like,
about what?
Because of the, like, I got put off next in fashion with the partner, and apparently I ruined his career. I know, it's just ridiculous. And see, now thinking back, I'm like, why did I get so upset about that?
Because you're so in the moment about it.
Yeah. And it was scary. And plus, I was going to New York that day, right, for the Netflix party, and that could have been anybody getting in touch with me on Instagram. That could have been anybody knowing that I was going to that party. I could have got killed. Like, I know that that's a bit far, like,
stranger things have happened.
But yeah. Like, when there's like, but people are nuts. People are mental. So yeah.
I think about Netflix as well. It's bigger. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's probably the biggest platform to be on.
Yeah, it was. So I first got the email. I was getting the emails for a while, but I thought it was a scam, right? So I was thinking, this is not real, because why would Netflix, how would they find me, right? So I remember it was Freddie and Oscar's birthday, and my dad was in my house, and I showed my dad the email. It came up again. I went, Dad, look at this, and he was like, that's not a scam, because they were linking me up to the production company had done another TV show on Netflix called The Final Table, and it was a chef's program, right? Well, my cousin used to have a restaurant in Dundee, and that was the chef who was on The Final Table. So my dad read that, and he went, this isn't a scam, because I know one of the chefs that was on that TV program they've linked you to. So it ended up, my dad got the phone number of that chef, so I spoke to him, and he was like, if you've got this opportunity, you need to take it. He was like, I watched his program, and he got really far. He's actually from Kanye. Graham, his name is. So I was in touch with him a lot through the casting process, because I was thinking, like, this could have been anything I was doing. And it went from, that was Christmas, and then by April I was in LA. I was out in LA. They were
You just can't stay at LA.
Well, no, I know, but it was. Oh God, I would do anything to go back now. But I mean, they said to me, like, it still wasn't complete. The casting wasn't complete. So they were like, if you come out here, you could be out here the minimum of 2 weeks or the maximum 2 months. So Freddie and Oscar were 7, and I had to leave them with my mum and dad. I was the only mum. No, there was Freya was a mum, but her baby came with her, because he was only 3 weeks or a few weeks old with her partner. But Freddie and Oscar were at school. I couldn't have taken them out. Like, and I'm on my own with the boys anyway. I couldn't be like, where would I leave them?
You can't knock an opportunity like that.
I couldn't do it. So I went, and then the casting was still going on without, like, they actually flew out doubles of us. Do you know that, right? So this is what it was crazy. That is the most mental thing I've ever done, right? Like, yeah, it was like getting taken on a bus into a full proper Hollywood studio, like TV set, like you're in a movie set. Like, it was just, and I'm thinking again, what is this? Like, how is this real? And then, yeah, me and my partner Julian got put together the night before the filming started. So my original partner got sent home, his original partner got sent home, and then they put us together. And they were like, do you want to do this? Like, you don't know him. And I was like, well, I've came here to do this, so I'm going to take a shot. Do you know what I mean? And we really didn't get on. Really did not get on. Like,
for something like this, you need to get on with the person as well.
Well, yeah, and I just felt that, like, we didn't know, we were at, like, a bad start, because we didn't know each other. I didn't know what he could do, he didn't know what I could do. And I'm not being horrible, but he couldn't really do a lot, right? Apart from tell me what to do. So, like, skill-wise. But then I'm on worldwide TV. I'm not going to put him down. I took one for the team. When it came to it, I was just like, I could have really, really stuck him under the bus, and I didn't do it because it's not who I am. And then I thought to myself, like, I've done the best. And I wanted to come home when I came. I couldn't take anymore. I was there for a month.
Do you think it would have been a different experience if it didn't stick you with that guy?
Well, I wanted to bring Kerry Aldo, but they told me that I couldn't bring anyone from the same country as me. Oh. I know. So could you imagine me and Kerry, the laughs and everything?
Team Dundee, man.
Kerry helped me. It would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And do you know what? I got out of the situation what I wanted, and it was the exposure from a brand, and I got it. So yeah, it was an amazing experience as well. It's just, I don't think I would go on TV again, just because it's the backlash. I don't want to be a designer to be like, I know that sounds silly, because being a designer is probably one of the most criticised jobs in the world, right? But in different ways, like, they were going on about how I looked, like, they were going on about, like, it was just, the things that people were saying to me were horrible, like, that I shouldn't be a mum, and I'm like, my children are my bloody pride and joy, like, get a grip, do you know what I mean? It was nasty, and it shows you how horrible the world could be.
It's the downside of the internet.
It is. And I know that that's something you need to get over, but yeah, who needs that stress in their life, eh?
Yeah, no, this is that.
It's stressful enough. So.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, when it's getting taken to those sort of levels, like, why would somebody say you're a bad mother because you're on a show?
I know.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
that was it. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And these people had never met in my life. And it's funny because when I look back at the messages, and I still do it from time to time, they're actually it was children. It was like pure young people. Do you know what I mean? Like just kids on the internet, just thinking they could be nasty. So. Anyway.
Let's take it back just a wee bit. We'll go back to you becoming Scotland's coolest young designer.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Well, I went downstairs to my mum. I was living in my mum's house. I'd made all that collection on her kitchen table, and I went downstairs and I went, folk are trying to like do an interview with me, and she went, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I've got the email. And she was like, all right, my family are not like, and I think this is a lot of Dundonian families, or maybe just that generation, like
skeptical.
You never get a well done, or you never get. I'm so proud
I believe it when I see it. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, whatever. Like, so I was like, Mum, and she was like, all right. And then the next thing I was on Vogue, like Scotland's coolest young designer, and I'd just graduated. And the funny thing is, I'd made that whole collection on my mum's kitchen table in Pole Park. Like, do you know, it was just just mental. So
that's very punk, to be fair.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's the kind of how I've always been inspired, like Vivienne Westwood and Pam Hogg and Debbie Harry and that. And it is very much they are the punks, like you know, like against the bloody, you know, just rebellion and things like that. And not that
Vivienne Westwood's story goes so much hand in hand with the Sex Pistols. It's
amazing.
Just like, would it be without?
It wouldn't. But then again, she was a genius in her own head and worked things out her way. She didn't really, and the same with Pam Hogg. Like Pam Hogg, her story's amazing. Like she was kind of, I think, like from like anti-establishment. Do you know what I mean? Like where, and I feel like I'm kind of the same as well because I've never really followed the rules of where you should go or how it should be, because one, like I don't want to, and two, like I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I just think like my story is very different. My situation is very different from other people's. Like, I'm still a single mum of twin boys. Like, to me, my boys and that has been the most important thing. So to be able to do my business and to be able to still be a designer and create everything I've done and by myself and bring up my boys at the same time, you can't ask for me. I couldn't ask for better than that, because a lot of my friends that are designers in London, they don't have kids, or any of the ones that are, they've moved back. Do you know what I mean? You can't have it both.
Oh,
and I've managed to do both.
You managed to create your own universe.
Well, I have, and I think that's important. Like, a lot of people will sometimes be like, oh, but why don't you just move there? Or how are you not doing that? How are you not doing that?
You've not needed to.
No, exactly. And also, I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I wanted to be around my family and do what I was doing at the same time.
I think, like, and with people's influences and the way things are, like, obviously you're very key about you want your family about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, it's always been that they are my biggest people and been my biggest supporters, so why would you not?
When you were in LA and all this sort of stuff, like, apart from the parties and all the cool lifestyle, did you find it lonely while being away from them for so much?
Yeah, I did. Holly came out with my pals Barry and Andrew. They came out. That was chaos. They came out for 2 weeks, and then because I was doing Fashion Week in Paris, I was back every 3 months. So I was only really away for 12 weeks at longest. So yeah, and it was hard because you didn't have FaceTime or anything like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was just phone calls, and then I think my mum and dad and all my sisters got sick of my drunken phone calls because of the time difference. So I'd always be on a night out, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, I've just saw Kanye West," and they'd be like, hang up, do you know what I mean? Or they just wouldn't answer at all. So anyway.
Right, so speaking about some more of your achievements, you won Scottish Youth Designer of the Year twice.
Yes.
Was your mum proud of you at this point?
Oh, everybody was. But like, yeah, I didn't have a clue that I was going to ever win that. Didn't have a clue. And Freddie and Oscar were only 6 months old when I won that. So the first one was 2012. They were 6 months old, and there was a graduate collection. This was my graduate collection, but they put me up a notch and I won it. So it was just nuts. And then that's when I decided to open my studio, because I was like, I need to do it. Like, but at the same time, I split with Freddie and Oscar's dad. So I became a single mum and started my business all at the same time. And I think that's what gave me the fire in my belly to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, if I don't do this, I'll need to go and get a job, like just to provide for the boys because I've not got any other income.
Scary situation.
And it was scary, but I've done it, and I've done it. And looking back, I don't know how I've done it. I don't, honestly, I'm like, because having twins alone is tough. And I know that the big part of it is my family. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do that without my family, my sisters and my mum and my dad, and the amount of people. Like, we've got a really good bond, and like all my 4 sisters have brought up Freddie and Oscar. Do you know what I mean? They've had like 4 aunties, and so yeah. But looking back, I'm like,
it's special that for in a close knit family.
Yeah.
Not everybody has it.
No, it's a blessing. It really is. A curse at times, but
yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, won it twice. Won it again in 2014. But again, I thought they were just putting me in that to. I've definitely got imposter syndrome. I was thinking they were putting me in that to bulk up the category.
All right, okay.
And then I won it.
And then you won it.
And Vivienne Westwood won an award that night as well. So I never got to meet her, but we were in the same room at the same time. She saw me winning an award, and I saw her win the award.
That's special.
I know,
to be fair.
but then I just wish that I'd like see that.
Got a chance.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but that's what it is.
Right, the next section would be celebrities wearing your designs.
Okay.
But first off, how does it feel like to have a celebrity wear one of your designs?
Well,
going back to how you were on about designing it, you're just doing it for yourself.
Well, the hardest part is to actually see them wearing it, right? Because the amount of times that you would get stuff called in for and they don't wear it. So because the stylists bring them in, right? So Little Mix, when I was still at university, Little Mix's stylist was calling in my clothes, right? When I was still at university, like from my graduate collection, right? But, well, no, actually, just when I'd finished university, in between the year, I wasn't doing anything. And I was pregnant with the boys, and it was the it was the final when Little Mix were away to win it. Right, okay. And they'd called in my stuff. And I had everybody around at my house. We were like, yes! And then they came out with a different outfit on. Oh. So it's like, I know, but it happens so many times. It's happened so many times. Rihanna, I managed to get her stylist, spoke to them, sent loads of stuff to them, never wore it. So it's like, but they don't pay you either. So it's all about the exposure, right? But then it started to happen, and it was amazing. Like it's like stuff you dream of when you're a wee girl, right? And like, I think as well, a lot of people, looking back at that time, like all these girl bands, they were huge, right? And bearing in mind, I had just graduated. Like, I was a wee girl. I wasn't like set up a business. I hadn't set up like.
To be in that conversation is amazing. Exactly,
right? And it's like, yeah, it was amazing, and it still is. Like, even when I see an ordinary person wearing my clothes, that to me, that's amazing. That's all. That's it for me. I'm like, oh my god. Like, Freddie and Oscar are my boys, and like, there's an HS bag, but they think it's funny, right? And I'm like, but I still have a wee moment of joy. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So,
like you said, I see that every single day.
Yeah.
We're going through the names of celebrities that we have here that has been wearing your clothes.
Yeah.
Ellen O'Connor.
Yeah.
Marina, I can't even say that.
Marina and the Diamonds. So this is going back years ago. I don't think anybody listening will remember. They'll be like, that, who? But, yeah.
Jessie J.
Yeah.
Pixie Lott.
Yeah.
Foxes.
Yeah.
Alicia Banks, have I said that right?
Azalea Banks.
X Factor finalists on tour.
Yeah.
Top Shop London Fashion Week collaboration.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's no bad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's no bad.
I got Fenners for Soccer AM to wear a Dundee Soul t-shirt once.
That's good. No, but you know what? It's thing is, it's like, this was something that it's all I do. It's not like this was never set out. Like, I've never pinpointed them. I've never, like, apart from Rihanna, I did track her, but Rihanna was Rihanna, right? They came to me.
There's
so
some
for
big,
me,
some big names.
Yeah, but then that's like, at that time they were huge. Mm-hmm. So for me, like, I just remember thinking, this is amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like, this really is amazing, and it is still amazing for people to believe in you when you do something that you've created in your head, or you think about, like, that no one has really guided me, like, no one has really told me where to go with this either. I'm just still, every day I just got to go to my work and just keep working and see what happens. It's not like I have a clear path, or I have a manager or anything. Like, imagine what could happen if you did. Like, that would be great, but who are these people? Do you know what I mean? I'm still looking 14 years down the line, so.
I think whatever you're doing it right.
Well, I just feel that, like, I care about it that much that I would never let it go.
I think you've got your own thing that you're cracking and smashing. You're doing anyway. Like said, it's you're not setting out to do anything.
No, it's not like a mission. I don't have like goals. I don't have things. I'm like this. I'm already doing what I want to do, and if this is how I die, I'll be happy. Do you know what I mean? So. And
all the cool things that happen along
the way, we'll see what happens.
To be fair, saying that, it is very much like what is like us. We never know what's going to happen with us. The courier keeps seeming to be throwing me in the paper every couple of weeks.
Yeah, but then it's for a reason, because you've got and I think it's really inspiring what you're doing as well, especially for young people. Like I said earlier, my boys are 14, they're about to be 15 at Christmas, right? And like see all the knife stuff and that. I think that to have a young, cool person with a platform that people are going to listen to, right? That you're using it in the right way. Like, there's so many people that have an opportunity to do something, right? Like, that don't do it. And I think because you're Dundonian and you're relatable and you're like down to earth and you're just this, you don't think you're better than anybody else. People understand you and they'll listen to you, right? And it's the same as me. I'm doing all these like workshops and stuff with all the kids and that. Like, we need to be able to show younger people that you can achieve whatever you want. Like, no one's giving you this, no one's giving me this. Do you know what I mean? You've worked for it and you've dreamt about it and you care about it and you want it, and you can see that you care about the younger generation as well, like I do. So I believe that like you need to use the platform in the right way, and you're doing that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
thank you.
No problem.
I think your story is heavily inspiring for anybody who wants to come through and think of this. I think you're, like I said, described at the top at the start. See, with a lot of these stories that you've told today, like I was on the brew for a lot of the times that you would like when this was going on.
Yeah, but then do you know what? Don't get us wrong. There's times when I have been like at the lowest of low, and I've had zero money, but I've kept going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think it's important to understand that that's maybe what makes you fight for it more when you know how low you could be. Like, my sister Ellie just passed away a year ago. Earlier, so like 1st of July was her first remembrance, and that took me to the bare bones. There's nothing left. There was nothing left but a shell for me and my family. And when you've experienced that level of loss and tragedy in your life, you need to keep moving and you need to keep finding the positives to keep going.
Yeah.
And because it's one way or another.
Or you're just trapped there forever. Yeah.
Well, or no, you could just go right downhill. And since that, I started my adult soul classes in January, and they have saved my life. And I'm not just saying this, right? Obviously, I have my boys to live for and stuff, but even like depression and sitting, like, my boys are 14. I can't sit and break my heart to them every night. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, I need to turn this round. So I started my soul classes 6 months after Ellie died, and now I've got like a community of like adults in my soul classes 4 times a week. That's changed my life and has given them a purpose. Reminded me of my purpose when I didn't think life was worth living anymore. And now I've got all this community that they're all mates. Like, everybody will have nights out, and it's amazing. So it's like, I just think life experience leads you to succeed or to do well, because when you're at the low, so you're low, like, what have you got? Do you know what I mean?
I think that's a really nice way to describe that.
Yeah.
I think from speaking to you as well, you've described a lot of things the way I would think about it. Like when you said earlier on, describing like you don't want to do a real job. That's what's always in the back of my head as well.
It's not like doing a real job, because I just want, like, but I just think, like, what could I do? Yeah. Like, this is
you don't know what else to do.
Well, that's it. Like, I have thought about being a teacher, because my sister Holly's an English teacher. She went back to uni. She was a hairdresser. She's a high school English teacher at Madras. And that's only later in life, do you know what I mean? And I know I could go back and do that, and I've always thought about it, but I quite like having my own thing going, and it's
like you say, it's
working.
It's unpredictable as well. You never know what's going to come next.
Yeah, but then I think that's an ADHD trait as well, like unpredictable. Like,
let's go back to the ADHD.
Yeah, right.
Let's go. Do you think that furthers you on, or it helps you be like more creative?
It's a blessing and a curse, right? So when I'm on the ball, see when I'm in my zone and I'm like hyper focusing and I'm right into it, I'm like unstoppable, right? And I think a lot of ADHD people feel like that. But see when I am bored like, have nothing to do, I can't cope. I'm like, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I've got anxiety, like, I'm shit at my job, I can't do this. And honestly, see, the amount of times I go, my mum's like that, oh, here we go again. And it's like, and then I'll find something and I'm like, right, I'm fine. Yeah. I need to have something in me to keep me going all the time, because I hate being stuck. It just gets me right down. I just fall down a rabbit hole with it too much. It's like your feelings are either too high, too the hyper, or low. And when you're low and you're low, and when you're low, you're really low. So it's trying to find that balance. But then again, being creative, because I think the dyslexia has a lot to do with it as well, like working things out in a different way, or seeing the world, or seeing things. I've got word blindness, right? So when I read things, it's terrible. The trouble I've been in with this, right? Like, read sentences the wrong way around. Yeah. So someone can text me something and I'll read it completely wrong. So I'll reply being like, what? So, but this has happened in not just text, like a lot of things, like my uni dissertation, like just loads of different things. So I've always been I've wondered why I hate reading, but I've always been visual. I've always see things visually, and that is now being older and reading about this and doing research on it. It's a thing. Do you know what I mean? But when we were young, you never. No,
it's 100%.
Are you ADHD?
A lot of people think, like I might slightly be. I think, like what I've just said again, the way you describe someone, it is very much like me. If I'm bored, I will not pay attention to something at all.
No.
But if I'm in the zone with what I'm doing,
you're in it. Yeah.
That's all you can see. You're just doing it.
There's no way out. Yeah, exactly.
So maybe I do have ADHD.
Yeah, probably. Do you know what? I think probably a lot of people do.
Let's go back to the sewing school.
Yeah, that's
the sewing school, because you said that. That's been really helpful for you. Do you like it the teaching side, or is it like seeing other people create stuff? Or?
I think for me it's definitely because I know the feeling of, like, what's the word, like how rewarding it is when you make something, right, and you cannot see how it's going to turn out, and it finally turns out, and you're like, wow, that's actually amazing. And then seeing that when you're like with people come in and they're like, by the way, I've never sewn a button, I'll never be able to sew this. By the end of the first lesson, they're using the sewing machine, right? And the things that people have made, I kid you not, right? It's unbelievable. And see just even the social aspect of it as well, because I think now, like, our generation and even like older generations and stuff, where do you go? Like, what do you do when you're not, like, I know like people go to the gym, but what if you don't like the gym, right? What if you don't like, what if you're a creative person? I just thought, I'm going to do this, right? And it's sold out. And then I put another one up and it's sold out. Then I put another one up and it's sold out. And I put one more, I couldn't do any more, and it sold out. And then I honestly just loved it from the minute I done it. And I remember thinking to myself, why haven't I done this sooner? Right. But I think I don't think, and I don't believe that anybody needed what we've went through or what we're going through to push us to do that. But like you say, when you see life very differently now, it's not, you know, you see how short it is, and you're just like, you know your purpose, you know what you've got to do here, you know what brings you joy, you know what your like purpose is, just go and do it. And I did it, and I'm like, I'm so happy I did it. And everyone that has been there, like, they don't know that they've saved me. Do you know what I mean? Like, from the depths of bloody deep grief, and that's grief's forever, like, but it reminded me that's why I'm here. Do you know what I mean? And seeing them be so happy about the things they've made when they thought it was unachievable, it's just amazing. Like, it's so good.
It's really nice how you've described it like that. How it's helped you come through it. And it's
just like a wee club. Do you know what I mean? It's great. Like, and they're all amazing, and it's even meeting people in adult life that you would probably never cross paths with. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, like, you never know what's going to come out of these situations.
And it's just such a good environment. Like, yeah, and it's just so much fun. So I'm kind of missing them all because we've stopped for summer. But then I've just had like 9 kids workshops in the past 3 weeks, so I'm a bit knackered. You can see I'm exhausted. So, but my sewing classes are ready to start again, so I'm looking forward to it.
So what any future plans that you're starting making, or?
Do you know what?
Anything you want? Is there a list that you want anything to cross off on now?
I've never had a list.
No.
I've never had a list. I've wanted to do my sewing classes, and like I said, the brand, like, I've never done that to be phenomenal or be like, I just want to be able to do it all the time. Like, that's it for me. Like, to still have a brand, like, that gives me a full-time income. That's enough for me. I don't want to be mega rich. I don't want to be like, material things don't matter to me. Like, don't get us wrong, I love clothes and stuff, and I've managed to buy my own house, buy my own car, have my own business as a single mum.
That's boss.
That to me,
boss.
That's, do you know what? I'm like secure. I don't want to keep going or keep like, I think my sanity is more important, and spending time with my family is more important than anything else. That's my outlook on life.
Yeah, you know what? I got as boss. That's
Thank you.
Yeah, that is what you want to be.
Yeah.
Everyone's looked after.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're doing what you love.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a special thing.
I just don't want that to end. That's it for me. I just don't want, and I think that's my worst fear of it ending.
I think that's appreciating what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know
but
it
is my worst fear. Like, I don't want to be much more. I'm just happy where I am, and I hope that continues. That's not too much to ask.
Me too. You've answered some of these questions, but we'll go for favourite designer that you ever met.
Ever met?
And you did say you were in the room with Vivienne Westwood, but...
Yeah, well, but I didn't meet her, did I?
Yeah.
Pam Hogg. Met Pam Hogg. Pam Hogg is a legend. I've met her twice. She's amazing. She's Scottish as well, the coolest. The absolute coolest.
Pam Hogg.
Definitely Pam Hogg.
Dream person to dress?
Debbie Harry, without a doubt. She was 81.
That's crazy, that.
81. And she's the same size. She's 4 days before my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll take that. Debbie Harry.
She gets played in the shop.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Most expensive piece you have ever made?
Probably. The skirt. So probably a jacket, right? But from the same collection, I'll tell you a story. A skirt that the stylist from Little Mix borrowed, and I asked for it back, and they couldn't find it, so I had to charge the stylist for it, and yeah, it was a lot of money. But I had to do, but she lost it, and I'm like, she took the photo of it wearing it, and I'm like, how can you lose a skirt? I'm not telling you. But it was a lot. It was all real sweat and real leather, so it wasn't cheap. Between 5 and 10.
Four digits for a skirt's fucking good.
Yeah, but I should have seen how long.
I can't get 4 digits for some rare Stone Island pieces.
No, but to be fair though, it was never the collection was never designed to sell. It was like a showpiece collection kind of thing, and then.
Yeah, get them bald, man.
Yeah, well.
They sold plenty of records.
Yeah.
The next question is biggest fashion disaster.
Who, me? Or just in general?
Could be something that's happened, or it could be one of yours.
Let me think. God, a lot. Like, I do it all the time. Although you think that, like, because we are like a made-to-order brand, we make everything. Like, we don't send it away or like get it mass-produced. We actually make everything. So it happens all the time. I make mistakes all the time. But then you just need to start again. So it's pretty horrible. But fashion disasters happen all the time. Like, I'm trying to think. There's, I wouldn't say I've got one because it is a general occurrence.
I've got a cracker one, that story I've never mentioned. Scott Malone asked me when he was fighting. He asked me to put. He was doing his shorts and he wanted all his like sponsors and that on the shorts. Okay. So I had the vinyl cut machine. I was like, yeah, no bother, mate. Put that on for you. He done like stretchy fucking.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. So I didn't care about this, right? So I've stuck them all on, and I'm watching his fight for him coming out.
Oh no!
I'm really sorry about this, Scott, by the way, even at this day. So I see him coming out for the walkout, and he's pulling off all the sponsors off his shorts. I'm just sitting there like, oh no! So that was a fashion disaster.
Well, at least you know for the next time.
Never touched those like things again.
Funny.
Yeah, I felt horrible.
No, I know. I've had I can't really say. I can't really think, honestly. I'm a total perfectionist, so like if something's wrong, I'll know it's wrong and I'll just go and do it. I'll do it all, but that's the thing. I'll have to do it all again from scratch, and it's It's the worst.
That's an ADHD thing, I think.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
If I could cut a corner and find a way not to do it, I would
Just
do
make
it.
him pull them off when he's walking out.
Best dressed person in Dundee. Who do you think that is?
There's quite a few. I've got a few. So, like, whose style do I admire? Know who always looks cool? Howie. You know Howie?
Yes, drummer Howie.
Howie always
Flower pot
looks
man.
amazing, yeah.
He's looked cool for many a years.
He always has. And I'll tell you a story about that.
Hat to the side.
Sky and Jodie. Sky's best mates with Beth, my sister, right? And Sky comes to the sewing classes, so she was telling us a story that I was like, you need to tell all the ladies about your dad, because remember he was on Top of the Pops, he used to be in a band, and I was like, Sky went, yeah, my mum told me that she was watching Top of the Pops, my dad was on the drum, she went, he's wearing my leggings. So he had on Rosalind's red spandex leggings on Top of the Pop. So, but Howie's a legend. I just think he always I seen him on Saturday in Manny's. Is he
still playing drums? Does he still
I'm
do
not
it?
sure. I'm not sure, but he's just
Those nights and Fatties when he was on there, they were brilliant.
He's the coolest. And I just think, like, I just love his jewellery. Like, I was admiring his rings, and he's just a dude, is he?
You know what I liked hearing when you were on about seeing when you were younger and you seen everybody else was wearing before, that sort of influence.
Well, I'd done a collection on that. It was called We Will Dance Again, and it was all about my uncles. My uncles were my mum's two wee brothers, and they grew up in the 90s, right? So, but they were like in their prime in the 90s. So they were into like Oasis, Blur, and like very much like See Your Clothes, right? And then they would go to Coventry for the raves, and like all that, like the Wallabies, all that era just reminds me, and that's what I based it on them, like coming in, and I would just see all their shoes at the bottom, like their Wallabies and their like Adidas Gazelles.
Base London Wallabies,
and I would always remember that, and like even like my uncle's best mate Goody, right, he used to come and sit and wait on my Uncle Craig come down, but he had a black leather bomber. That's where my black leather bomber comes from. So I'm very much influenced by nostalgia and like very much pop culture, but like things that have a meaning to me. Do you know what I mean? Like I need to create a story in my head to be able to get the characters to make the outfits for, if that makes sense.
No, I understand that totally. That's exactly like what I've took everything from. Like a lot of the influences. What's my shop's like? It's from what I've seen people back in the day.
Exactly.
Cool as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that answer. That was class. One trend you would wish would disappear?
Loads. Like I just think now fashion is like, do you not just think everyone is a bit of a clone? Like, see young people, do you not think that they look very much the same?
Oh, like, everybody's the same, all
even
tattoos.
Like my boys, right? Even Freddie and Oscar, sometimes when I'm driving down the road when they're at school, I'm like, oh my God, is that Freddie? I'm like, no, it's not, but they've all got the same haircut, you know, that flick haircut. Same hoodie, they look exactly the same. They look exactly the sorry, not you.
He's not far off it, is he?
Not you, sorry.
Do you know how all these fast brands that come in as well nowadays?
Yeah.
Like they say all these brands to me that I've only seen for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then they go.
But they're costing you like 400 quid for that. And it's
yeah.
like,
but then they're not sustainable. They're not going to last. Do you know what I mean? I think Instagram's got a lot to do with it. Like you could go on and you could see what's cool. Whereas like when we had to find out our own cool stuff. Mm-hmm. So we had to find our own style or what we liked, rather than what people told you to tell you what to like. Like Instagram's like a kind of sheep and the follower thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one thing, God.
That was the love of the streets, was it? You had to be outside and experience.
You had to go out and see what people are wearing, or buy the magazines, or like I know. I'm trying to think one trend that people.
Mine was man buns, but you don't really see them that much.
No, I don't. I don't like man buns. I just think
I hate man buns. Like trainers or heels.
Oh, trainers, definitely. See, when I was younger, like when I've always been like a trainer girl. Or like I used to work in shoe for years and years and years and years, from when I was 15 right up until I was 22. So we would get 40% off. So trainers, like everything. But I loved heels as well. I did, because I loved getting dressed up, but then I think now, as I've got older, I just can't do it. I just can't wear heel. I cannot.
It's all about the comfort.
Yeah, but then I would never still wear a pair of trainers while Bonnie dressed. Do you know what I mean? So you have to kind of...
Yeah, Lily Allen, she gave birth to that years ago, didn't she?
Yeah, but Lily Allen's Lily Allen. Like...
Lily Allen's never as hot as what she used to be 20 years ago. Leave it at that. Favourite place in Dundee?
Oh, Balgate Park.
Oh, right.
Ellie's buried there. My sister's buried there.
Oh, sure.
Up at the top. So, but then it's my favourite place in Dundee anyway. I live right outside there, like outside the park. So I'm there every day, and it's just, I just love it. It sounds daft, but I love going about the graveyard. Like, it's just dead peaceful. And then go and see my sister every day, or whenever I can.
It's a massive graveyard, that.
She's right at the top, obviously, right at the very, 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 very top. You know, when you can't even walk anymore, she's up there.
See what? Like, I never met Ellie. She's the one sister I never met, and she seems to be one of the most popular people in Dundee ever.
Yeah, everybody knew Ellie.
Yeah,
and
like,
you know what?
I knew of her. I just never met her.
She was just a pure shining light. She really was, and it's just our world's just changed forever. It's just, and it's never going to be the same. But like I said earlier, you can't. It's never not going to hurt, right? Mm-hmm. But we cannot let grief overtake you, and because it really can. And like at the beginning, I remember thinking, I'm not going to be able to survive this. Like, I really couldn't imagine my life. Like I've said, how close we all are. Like, Ellie was the youngest, I'm the oldest, so it's like my own wee baby. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Especially the way you described it.
Yeah, but then also seeing my mum and all my sisters and my stepdad and my dad and everyone that loves Ellie go through this much pain. Like, it's not something that should happen in your life. Yeah. You know, like watching your own mum and dad. Like, my mum is just heartbreaking now. It's just heartbreaking, and it shouldn't happen, but it is done. Like, I don't know what we could do apart from work hard and show her that we'll make her proud. Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I think it's a very, like you said, you've done the sewing school out of it, and all the beautiful stories that have came out of that as well. You never know who that's going to...
No.
You never know who you're helping.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying to you. My people in my classes don't know that they've helped me. I've told them, but you know what I mean? I just think the way the world works, I very much believe in karma. Like, you'll get what you give, and it's never to get. I think if you give, it'll come back in unexpected ways. And then you never look out for that. Do you know what I mean? You just hope that it's not going to be bad stuff. Do you know what I mean? So if you could be good, I just hope that you'll get good back.
I think anybody who watches this interview today is going to take a lot of good, and the way, like I've described it, you were one of the people to me who was, you would have one of the first that was actually in the conversation of people saying, this girl from Dundee is doing something fucking cool, like really cool. I can't remember anybody before you, to be honest with you. You were always in the conversation about this was getting done, so to sit and have this conversation that I've had with you and got your insight and stuff, like, I think it's been so cool.
Thank you.
Because it's like, it's so, I can relate to so much of what you've said.
Yeah.
It's like unbelievable.
I think a lot of people that are on a similar journey do. I just think that, especially in Dundee, like when it's a smaller town and stuff, people can misread you, and people can have like a preconception of you or whatever, and they don't, like, that's what I'm saying. I've always been quite humble and quite quiet and stuff, because like I say, all these stories, like, who the hell's going to believe? Imagine me jumping about like, it's not my nature to do that, but then I'll happily share it when I need to. Do you know what I mean? And then I do believe that, like, good things happen to good people as well. Like, I do believe that all the good that has came to me is because of how hard I've worked and how focused I've been and how determined I've been. And then, not that it's ever been a straight good road. Like, it's been, believe me, it's been like a very bumpy one. But again, like I said, I'm happy just doing this. I don't strive for any more. I don't want to, not here to, like, there's not an ulterior motive. Do you know what I mean? It's just, this is it. If I could live my life like that, I'd be happy. I
think it's incredibly cool, right? When you know the Dundee we grew up in, there was no hope, or no one told you could dream, right?
Yeah.
So for you going on MySpace, and then, like, obviously you get this message for Jeremy Scott, you know what I mean? This guy's actually seen what you've put out there and been like, you need to get here.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Like, even when I think about that, like, I was in third year at university, and he's one of the world's best. But that's for me. I was like, it's very still, I'm like, did that even happen? Do you know
I
what I mean?
like that is just
Because it's so far removed from my reality. It's so, and our
the only other thing I'm really thinking about, like, it even comes close to sort of Syllable and Brains, or maybe like the sort of the View or something.
Yeah. It's similar. And I'm pals with them all as well. We're all mates, so this all happened at the same time.
Yeah, like I always say the View, like, for me, were very inspirational.
They're amazing. Like, see at that time, what a band. Even still, like,
the whole vibe around Dundee at that time was
it was amazing. Remember when it was like the Radio 1 came to, do you remember? What a weekend.
I got tickets for the Sunday. The posties,
I didn't even get tickets.
The posties were stealing the tickets out of the post. Like,
what a time to be alive.
London nightclub, when that was still open, you had. I remember some guy coming up to me like, Trevor Nelson's DJ next door. I don't even know who Trevor Nelson is, but honestly,
Trevor Nelson's a legend.
Yeah, it was just, that time was just
it was just so good.
So many cool inspirational stories have came out with that time.
At that time, definitely. But I think we're seeing it now because it's 20 years on. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're starting to see, like, who's kind of still going from that point, or what stories came out from that point that are still going, and there's loads. And I do believe that time will be a time like 70s, or like, no, like the Beatles in the 60s, or like bloody the Rolling Stones and Debbie Harry. Like, I do believe that moment in music and fashion, that'll be the pinnacle of it from 2006, 2007 for that decade.
It's a cool.
I really do think so. Yeah. I really do, because
but like birth of the internet and this was all going on.
It's going to be remembered for a long time. Like, definitely. So yeah.
Is there, just before we go, is there anything that you would still like to achieve that you think that you haven't?
That's the thing. It's never been about achieving anything. Like, it's just actually been about doing what I want to do. No, just like, I don't know, just to be able to keep doing it and to keep earning money from it, and like not to, like, for that to end. I don't want it to end until I die. That'll be it. That'll be the end. Got to end. Yeah. See, for me, ultimately, it would be to see my boys grow up and be, and I don't doubt that they won't be, because they already are amazing, but just to be like well-grounded, humble, well-mannered, good boys with their own purpose and their own jobs in life, and knowing that I've brought them up doing what I believe in, and creating my own world, and they've lived through that as well. Like, that's it for me. Like, family to me is more important than anything else in this world. So,
do they have their own, like, sort of fashion sense, or? Yeah,
well, Freddie, like, do you know what? It's funny because Freddie's the one with the haircut, right? But he's really into clothes, like, really. But his dad's really into clothes. They're twins, so they've got the same dad, obviously. He's always been into clothes, so they both are, but it's expensive. Do you know what I mean? But then it's kind of my fault as well for buying them like Stone Island and stuff when they were wee. So yeah, definitely. But I'm like, you need to get a job. I'm like, but then they're 14, they don't get jobs anywhere. Do you know what I mean? It's shit. But yeah, they're good boys. I just worry, like, all the shit that you're doing. I remember when you were going, it was that night with a big gang fight.
Camping.
Yeah, and they were meant to be staying at their dad's, and then I was like, got a phone call. Freddie's like at my sister Beth's house with Casper, that's my nephew. They're all the same age. We're going away to a house party in Longfork. And I was like, no, you are not. I was like, you're absolutely not. And he's like, but the bus is outside, and we'll get the bus dropped off at Lockheed Park. I went, no. So I phoned my mum, and my mum was like, you're not going. So I just went and picked them up, because I was terrified. I was thinking to myself, we live at Lockheed Park, but I was thinking, even the bus stop journey, what if all the boys are there with knives, and Freddie and Oscar get off the bus, walk across the road, and see the thought of it. And I know it's hard, because I do let them live, and they are sensible, but it's other people, it's other kids, and it's like, you can't shelter people forever. Do you know what I mean? It's scary, like you said. Like, it's not the same as it used to be.
It's not the world we grew up in.
No, it wasn't. It's not.
Definitely not.
It's not.
That night in particular, the police came and told me that's the quietest night they've had in years.
Because of you?
Every mum was exactly the same.
Good.
Every mum was exactly the same.
But then I think that's how it should be done. Like, if you know something, why would you not share it? Yeah.
This is the thing. It could have backfired on me greatly, but luckily enough, it didn't.
But then again, you weren't doing that to reap any rewards from that. You're doing it to save people's lives and to help people. Like, but I know what you mean. You could end up getting stabbed. So.
And we got you were there, weren't you? The boy threatening to slash us. But,
Oh really?
it's just part and parcel of what's going on. But yeah, no, like I said, like that night in particular, like I think we've done some good that night.
Yeah, definitely.
Her proudest moment.
Oh yeah, my doctorate. When I got the I'm a doctor. Forgot about that.
There we go, right, okay.
I'm an honorary doctorate. I think I'm the youngest.
So you're actually Dr. Hayley Scanlan?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's funny.
That big intro I done at the start.
I know. Do you know what? It's because I don't. It's not something. I know it's a huge.
Yeah. See, when you get a doctor, they're always like, it's doctor.
Yeah,
you know
I know.
What I mean, it's a life achievement for a lot of people.
There's different, right? So if you get a PhD, that's like a doctorate. But then I got an honorary doctorate, so I didn't study for it, right? So I feel a bit hard-necked, is the word, being like doctor when I've not studied for it. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't. Whereas people have really slaved away doing that. So it's like an honorary, which is amazing as well. But then I still feel definitely imposter syndrome vibes with this. Like, again, I'm like, why? Do you know what I mean? But I know why. Well, they wouldn't just give it to the University of Dundee, just wouldn't give that to anybody.
I haven't had one yet.
Well, you might be next.
I doubt
You never know. Well, if you keep doing
a doctorate and talking shite, probably.
No, hardly not. Yeah. Doctor talking shit.
They do call me the shoe doctor.
Oh, there you go.
They do call me, yeah.
So yeah, I think I might be one of the youngest. I was the youngest when I got it. That was 2000 and. Do you know what? It's really blurry. I think it was 2021, so 5 years ago, and I had everyone was there. That was my proudest moment because the only sister that wasn't there was Ellie. She was offshore. She was working, and I'm at sea now.
Yeah.
Obviously, what's happened, I'm absolutely devastated. But it was great because the boys were there. My mum and dad actually sat together because at my own graduation 10 years before, they were fighting like hell. So I just remember thinking, like, this is actually a step forward in this. So they were there, then all my sisters, and then I had to get up and do the speech. And then I remember, like, looking, because I'm dyslexic, the type was like this, God. Right?
How are you at public speaking?
Do you know what? I could do it now, just because I don't like. I could do it naturally like this, right? Because it's just having a conversation and I won't shut up. But when I've got practice, I'm a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was the graduates in architecture and law. So they were all like, not even like, I suppose architects are they are creative, but lawyers and all. So these are like clever people in this whole Caird Hall. So I done my speech and then I like looked up and I just remember everyone was crying. Like, I just looked up, everyone was like, the people behind me had like hankies. I looked at my mum, dad, they were in tears, my sisters were in tears. And then after at the garden party, the amount of mums and dads that came up to me and were like, your speech was so inspiring.
What was your speech about?
Just like my story, like how...
Life story, yeah.
Well, it wasn't obviously my life story, it was like 2 minutes long, but it was like, yeah, just who I wanted. I don't know. It's on YouTube.
To get a room full of people crying in 2 minutes is a special thing.
But then, and then I looked up and I was like, wow. Because I thought, shit, I fucked this up. Do you know what I mean? Like with my reading and that. But yeah, that was my proudest moment ever. Just because the whole people that I loved were there. Apart from Ellie, but Ellie's seen it all anyway. She was there, we had a big party. She was there, obviously. And it was it was just an amazing time. It was just... And it was never for anything. That's what made it even more special. It was like a gift. It was like a present for all my hard work. It wasn't like that was my aim or I set out to do that. It was just being recognised for my contribution. And that's what it was, a doctorate. Honorary doctorate for my special contribution to the creatives in Scotland, which is no bad.
I think a lot of the stories we went over today have been no bad, man.
But it's just, yeah.
That's what a life, Hayley.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's never
Dr.
Scanlan. No, it's never. These are the highlights. Do you know what I mean?
You describe it. This whole interview, you've described it like I said. You know what? I love the way you've done it. You've just done it. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
you know
because
I mean?
I believe that, like, I just think, well, I've never been put on a pedestal in my life. Like, I've never been told I'm this, I'm that. I've never been like spoiled. I've never been like, you're amazing. I'm like, I just do what I want to do. I just do like, but never in a bad way. Like I've always wanted to make stuff, and I've always wanted to create joy out of things that I make, and that's it. And go about with the people I like. Simple as that. Like there's so much more to ask for,
No.
Not in my life anyway.
My last question to you would be, what advice would you give to the youth that want to get into designer?
Come to me. Come and email me, and I'll be able to help you. Like I'll be able to show you a lot of the classes that I do at the V&A, and then I'm about to do a big new one in Dundee and Angus Schools in August. And yeah, my emails are always open, and I'll be able to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean?
That's special, because like when you at your time you're starting it, did you hear anybody locally?
That's why I'm doing that,
yeah.
because I had to go to LA.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
This is what I mean, yeah.
I had to go to LA.
I had to go to Buxton, England to learn how to glue shoes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, we are people that know the industry, we know what we're talking about, we're working in it, like, we're doing it. And I will always give back. And I know you do anyway. I do anyway as well. And it's like, why would you not want to help the people that want to do it? It doesn't matter where you're from, what you've grew up in, that none of this is relevant. If you want to do something, there is absolutely no reason why you cannot. Simple as that.
100%. Anybody, you know what, Dundee's lucky to have somebody like you about to actually do that.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Well,
definitely.
the thing is, like, there's always going to be challenges in your life, right? But if I could do that, anybody could do it. Simple as that. Because I'm not going to go into the lows, because we'd be here for a week. So, but yeah,
We've all got lows, and
yeah, exactly.
you know what? I find your story incredibly inspirational.
Thank you.
I think it's been. I'm amazed at how down to earth it's been and how it's went. But yeah, no, like I've always looked at you in that way as like, it's the category of if she could do it, that inspires me to do it. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
And I'm glad that. But then I think being around like the creative community in Dundee is really good. Like you, Kerry Aldo, like Nell from Postal, like see all these people that are in amongst helping each other, right? That's when good things will happen. It's like I believe in, like, if you're going to keep things to yourself or try and like, it's never going. You're never going to be a goodie in life. I think the more you give, the more you get. Like I said it earlier, the more you give, the more you get back. And I think like being able to thrive off other people who are doing well, like that's not competition, that's collaboration. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Simple as that.
You take inspiration for that
exactly.
as well. Yeah.
And it's everybody's doing their own thing. Like you have to work with that. Like why would you not? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Thanks so much.
This has been episode 16. Anybody, I would take notes from this, because, like I say, it'll be a while till we get somebody as accomplished as Hayley on this podcast again. Go enjoy your night.